Yeah.
Okay, yes, I was checking before. That's the one to say. So, I mean, maybe we could start with you just tell me a little bit about, your biography, just a few things here and there.
My biography. So, like I was born in Thailand, and then about age of 13, I went to monastery. Age of 13.
At the age of 13.
Yeah. So I went to monastery, I received training, a lot of training, a lot of study, practice, and to learn. It's a long time. And that time also I was trained in the new educational system of the Thai monastic order, and that had to study up to university level. So 7 or 8 years there, I accomplished the degree in Buddhism.
It was in the monastery.
So this is a new system. That in University University, we study many subjects that the world university study, plus Buddhism and religious comparative religion, and the education subject, the modern subject, education. So then I finished university, and I work in Bangkok and at this university, and I also became a headmaster of monastic school for 1 year. Then my teacher took me to England in 1964.
1964.
Yeah. So then we taught vipassana in London, in England, and then after 5-6 months, he came back to Thailand because he could not take the British climate. Weather doesn't agree with him, and he doesn't agree with the weather. So he said, I am the one to stay and carry on the work. So I did. And then he just started on and on since 1964. So we worked in England. We established Buddhist temple in England, and we opened social classes, lectures, So then after 6 years, I went to the United States to do more work in the United States. And in 15 years, and I created a retreat center on San Juan Island in Washington State. So I taught organized for 10 years. Plus 4-5 years in California before that. So that's
In California after San Juan?
yeah, not before.
Further?
Home, you can send to you.
Okay.
Better,
Okay. Yeah, good idea.
yeah.
But we can finish up more work about that and also.
Okay.
I would say that You said that you were in the States and everything, and then established there.
And then after 10 years of establishing this center, I felt that I have done enough in the United States. So I wanted to return to Europe, where I started. So then coming back to Europe, I chose Spain as my headquarters. And so because Spain I feel is more relaxing and more kind of good weather and simple. Life seems to be more simple than many other places like Europe. And so I came to here. I came here and now I spend my time teaching in Europe, in Spain, in Germany, Switzerland, Holland, and France. But I don't teach in England anymore. There is no energy for England. It's finished.
Okay. So I think that there are very many methods about meditation. These are in Buddhism also. There are many ways, many methods for meditation. So vipassana is the essence of Buddhist meditation.
Is the heart of Buddhist meditation. So you may read this book written by a very good German scholar, this monk, called Nyanaponika. He wrote this the heart of Buddhist meditation. And he explained vipassana, in other words, satipatthana, very clearly in that book. It is taken as a textbook for all the schools of Buddhism, actually. Yeah, he's the best scholar.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Ramiro Kaji, he made himself introduced. He's still alive?
In
Sri Lanka, yeah.
Yeah. Very good. I met him myself. Good monk. He's very old now, over 80.
He's very learned.
Learned man. And the best, one of the best Buddhist scholars. German by birth. I studied Pali and got ordination in Sri Lanka and lived there for maybe 50 years now, at least.
There's another scholar called Govinda
Anakarita, Govinda. He is okay, but not a great scholar. I don't think, from my point of view.
So how could you define then briefly what is vipassana meditation?
Well, let's say vipassana meditation is a way of developing mindfulness inside.
Those two difficult words to translate into Spanish.
Very difficult, very important words we do. Because in Buddhism there are two main systems. So first system is called samatha, developing samadhi, concentration, leading to jhanic state, meditative absorption. So that's a very complicated system. So vipassana is most simple system, based on developing awareness, being in the present, being in the moment, being with yourself, observing what's happening, knowing yourself for what you are, without judging, being noticing, recognizing everything that happens, without identifying with it.
Identifying without judging.
Yeah, without identifying, without judging. Two without.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Two. Because if you judge, you put things or people into category, then you react negatively to it, basically. And then identification is putting you into a limited part, denying the larger part of yourself. So identifying is being with a small, limited part, and then blocking out the other part, denying them unconsciously.
Yeah, but if you deny things in your mind, you deny them because they prevent you the obstacles.
You don't deny them consciously. By identifying with, for example, when you are angry, when anger comes up, you identify with anger. You become angry person. And you don't know anything else apart from being angry at that moment. So you don't know how to be compassionate. You don't know how to be patient. Impossible. When you identify with anger.
Yeah, but sometimes the mind
the other part of you is patience, understanding, compassion. You have many others, but you don't know at that time of identifying with anger. You are only angry.
Yes, so does it mean that you are not going to react with anger when you need to sometimes according to the situation you are living in that present moment?
But it's different from identifying with anger. Using the anger for certain purposes is different from identifying with anger. Identify with anger, you are totally unconscious. You don't know that you identify with anger. So that anger is dominating you, putting you into reaction. But if you use anger for waking somebody up, you are not angry. You don't identify with anger. You use it as a tool. It's different. And you leave it there. You are totally free from it. So like, for example, the Buddha using anger with his monk who had been looking at his body, being attached to his body, looking at his body. Buddha has a beautiful body, and he was there just looking and looking. He did meditation, doing everything. Afterwards, Buddha just expressed anger by using anger, not identifying. And he said, this monk is sleeping very deep. So he said, monk, get out of here. That's form of anger he used. But he was not angry. And after that, the monk thought, oh, Buddha didn't care for me, didn't have compassion for me, so he decided to commit suicide. He went to walk to the cliff to jump down, told him to die. Buddha knew. Out of compassion, Buddha went to the sea. He appeared on the other side, opposite to him. And said, the one is the Dharma, he is me. Hearing this sentence, he woke up. Then he stopped committing suicide. Meditate, become enlightened.
Dharma is the way.
Dharma is the way. Dharma is the path. Dharma is the practice, the way of life.
So, when you are observing your mind, when you are present, you're in the present moment, when you do vipassana, in other words. Observing your thoughts, the reaction of your thoughts. Do not identify with them. Paying attention to them. You do that during sitting meditation. But in life, how do you do that in normal life? For instance, you and me are talking right now. I try to be focused in what I am saying to you and listening to what you are saying to me. So is this, for instance, being in the present moment?
Yeah, this is being in the present. You are here. You are not thinking about something else. You are listening. You are asking questions. You are making some comments on what I said. You are looking at me. I am looking at you. We are here present. We know what's going on here. Huh?
And what about everything that surrounds you?
Now you are aware of too. Like now, we are aware of the fire. We are sitting in front of fire. We feel sensation, warm sensation from the fire.
So the mind goes from here to there.
Barking, we know dogs barking. No, the mind doesn't go. Things come up here, come to us. We are in this space. The sound comes, the heat comes, touches the body, producing sensation of warmth. Yeah? And somebody is moving here, coming to the field of perception. We see. We didn't go anywhere. We are here. Things come to us.
So you perceive that. I mean, in other words, you are aware of that. Also. To be aware.
Of knowing or noticing. Noticing what happens.
You can use no other words. We are commenting on the car.
Noticing. Acknowledging. In other words, acknowledging. Recognizing. The same meaning. Notice, acknowledge, recognize. In a way, they are synonymous.
Being attentive.
Being attentive is more like
concentration.
Yeah, being attentive more like being trying to be in the present. Then in this attentiveness of being in the present, you can, anything come up, you know, you see, you recognize. So there's another function. There's another function of consciousness. They work together. First, being attentive is like providing foundation for looking, listening, feeling. If you're not attentive, you're not present. Then you don't know what is actually happening. Here, I mean, you know something happening over there in the future or in the past. But if you're here in the present, you know what's happening here.
So I could say that my main doubt comes to be that, for instance, if I sit for meditation, of course, very many thoughts will arise in my mind, come to my mind, again and again, one after the other. So the only thing I could do is nothing, just observing them. Let them come, observing them, but do not attach to them. Do not get involved in them.
Don't get involved with it.
Don't
engage yourself with it.
I do not engage myself with them.
No. So you are.
I do not engage myself with them.
Yeah, you experience them. You know them. They come and you can feel them. When they go, you can feel them going. So if they continue, you see them continuing. You are looking in this sense, like you are looking and witnessing the experience. of thought when the thought comes. So you experience the thought and you witness the thought. That's the awareness, that's mindfulness. The function of witnessing. Huh? When you become the witness, you know what is actually happening at that moment. Right? Suppose you become the witness of the court of law, you tell people what actually happened at that moment, because you were there. Awareness is like witnessing.
If you keep observing the mind, being in the present moment, so how is the mind going to react to that observation, to that observing, to that being aware of?
You don't speculate, you have to watch. At the moment it reacts. Whether it reacts negatively, positively, or criticizing, or commenting, or saying something bad about it, or saying about something good about it. We have to know. We just have to know. We don't assume the mind will react this way or that way until it reacts.
But finally, where does this take you to? Is observing the mind. Is observing the mind, isn't it?
Observing the mind leads you to understanding the mind. See how it functions.
But apart from knowing how it functions, does it take you beyond the mind?
Yeah. After the mind being observed, it's possible that you can go beyond the mind.
Is that the illumination? When that happens,
Not quite.
Could you call that enlightenment?
Nothing. Not enlightenment. The experiencing of emptiness. Enlightenment is much more than that.
So emptiness is what? Have no thought?
Yeah, emptiness meaning having no thought, no mind at the moment, but full of being. Full of being, but empty of thought, memory, fantasy.
So if this is the case, and the mind, let us put it like this, disappears, this emptiness, but full of being, that is not the final.
Only experience, not the final. We experience it every moment. It happens in everyday life also. If you have practiced vipassana or awareness regularly, you'll be able to see in a brief moment that you are just empty.
So what is the...
When you are empty, you are full. You are full of being. You are empty of stuff. You are empty of chaotic things, but full of being and clarity. Oh, wonderful thing.
What is the final, what is the goal then? Which is the end? How can you reach whatever is called enlightenment or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, enlightenment is liberation. Thought of freedom of being, free of all disturbances and difficulties, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. So enlightenment is we have to talk about the process. That's a big thing. We can talk about it. You can nobody can really explain enlightenment until we get there. Huh? Because if you say this and that, it's only very concept about it.
So
we can say that it's total freedom.
Yeah, I mean, using the concepts and the words, so full of being is different to nirvana or enlightenment. It's not the same thing.
A glimpse of nirvana. A glimpse. Very close.
Very close. Okay.
We call vicinity of nirvana. Nibbana sasantike in Pali is called, vicinity of nirvana. That's a good word. We have the word in Spanish.
Yeah, yes, we do.
Vicinity of nirvana. We are right there, very next to it.
And vipassana also is just to go through the body, recorrido del cuerpo, they say.
It's not really vipassana. I mean, it's more.
Because many people use that technique, like this guy. What is his name?
It's beginning with samatha, like breathing. It's very concentrated, going through different parts of the body. In Buddhist text, they call meditation on the 32 parts of the body. 32. Right? And I think it came, the person who taught this technique will take it from the story of a monk in the Buddhist text called Dhammapada. One monk who was sweeping the ground of the monastery every day, many times a day, sweeping, not meditating. Because that's the duty of monk actually, to do, apart from meditation, but he didn't know meditation. And then the other monk came and met him, this monk, enlightenment. You are sweeping the ground every day, many times a day, but you don't sweep yourself. He uses the same kind of work that he was doing to apply to him. Why don't you sweep on yourself? He said, I don't know. He said, okay. So you sweep on the 32 parts of your body. Then he meditated on this, then he got into enlightenment towards the end. He started with this. So you might say, in the present moment, you might say, in this modern time, it's the body scanning. You scan your body. So, from this story, I know this story very well. And the person who the founder of this technique is called Upakun, the Burmese man who was in
Birmania?
Burma, now called Birmania. Now.
Before it was Burma.
Yeah, called Burma.
Upakin.
He was in the ministry in the UNO government at that time. Yes, Oinka is one of the first disciples for the few of them.
Yeah, just when you follow, when you do the body scanning,
it's good concentration.
You not identify with any part of the body, you just go through.
You observe it, you experience it with detachment and equanimity, basically.
And then there are very many techniques on watching the breath.
So the technique only helping to cope with the mind, the restless mind, to calm down the mind. Only from the beginning is not to be used, as the object to go to the end. It's a preparation for entering the path to the devil. So there are many, counting the breath, following the breath, just observing the breath. But they all little techniques. Any teacher can do. I use them too sometimes. Yeah, because when they usually the people do not see. But some techniques is Anapanasati. Yeah, Anapanasati. Vipassana depends on how you do it. If you do it in a more concentrated way, it becomes Anapanasati. If you do it in vipassana, you just observing, being with the breath, observing it how to come and go.
Which books would you recommend the most? Nyanaponika, the heart of the Buddhist meditation is one of them, right?
For people to study properly. Yeah, apart from my book, I recommend this Nyanaponika's book, The Heart of Buddhist Meditation.
Yes, any other?
I mean, apart from my book, the VIGO, I recommend The Heart of Buddhist Meditation by Nyanaponika. That is very theoretical book, but very good information. It's like a textbook, in other words.
Yeah.
He writes it, explains it very clearly. And maybe for people in general also, Rahula's book is now in Spanish.
Which one?
Called Rahula. Que Buddha enseñe.
Lo que Buda enseñó.
Yeah. Que Buddha enseñó.
Rahula.
Va por Rahula. Rahula.
R-A-H-U-L-A.
Sí. Rahula. It's very, very good chapter on meditation also for general public. Yeah, explaining Satipatthana, Vipassana.
Good.
Yeah.
You know which is the edition, the publishing?
I don't know. I saw in the bookshop in Barcelona one day, because we will recommend people to study this book in my training course.
I see.
Now.
So Lo que Buda enseñó is the right title?
Que Buddha enseñó. Sí, title.
Lo que Buda enseñó.
Que Buddha enseñó. In English called What the Buddha Taught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Buddha taught. Lo que Buda enseñó. Maybe.
Yeah, that's it. That's the title.
Okay.
Always have question this guy.
No. Yeah, you
Siempre preguntando. Dice que quiere saber.
But you tell me, what is the concept of mind according to Buddhism? Pregunto, ¿cuál es el concepto de la mente de acuerdo con el budismo?
The concept of mind. Yeah, it's a very good question. But I need a good answer.
Dice, es una buena pregunta, digo, pero yo necesito una buena respuesta.
The concept of mind is quite broad, because mind doesn't mean only thinking, but our perception, feeling, are also included in the word mind. Thoughts, feelings, perception are included in the word mind. So the mind thinks, accumulates, imagines, and perceives, and feels. So all these are called nama in Buddhism. Nama. And nama rupa. Rupa, body.
Name and
Nama. Nama means mind. The mind in this sense refers to nama. It includes feeling, perception, and thought. So that.
What is the difference between mind and brain? Is the mind in the brain?
Buddhism doesn't talk about brain very much. Doesn't talk about brain at all. So mind is the brain, actually, in that sense. It's a bit different from consciousness. Consciousness is the heart. Heart is the base of consciousness. But mind is in the brain. The thinking, the perceiving, and the senses. The mind is one of the senses. So we have 6 senses: 5 physical, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body. And mind is the 6th sense, which is very, very broad, very big center. So that the mind sense is for communicating with the internal world of ideas, thoughts, fantasies, and whatnot. So that's the concept of mind. Answer you? Mind.
When the mind came for the first time?
And foremost, the mind is first and foremost of all. All things come from the mind. Mind is the chief, the boss. So feeling, thoughts come from the mind.
Yeah, but according to the theory of evolution, what comes first? Mind or thought or matter?
There's no first. Thinking about what comes first is the wrong thinking. Right. And there's nothing that comes first. Everything comes together as a condition process. There's no single thing comes first. So there's a Christian idea of thinking. No, but there's
not a Christian idea, that is a scientific idea.
No, scientific.
The development of the species, the development...
The galaxy comes in a group, in the mass. It doesn't come in a single thing. There's nothing that comes independently, singly. There's absolute. So absolute is not in the world. The world is relative. There's no absolute, nothing absolute in the world. So we say, in this sense, like Buddhists say, mind is first and foremost, only referring to functioning. Because the mind is the boss. The mind really goes first. Right? You think, you believe, then you do it. Right?
Yeah, in that sense, yes.
Yeah, that means mind is first and foremost in this sense.
Yeah, but I'm saying from the very beginning, how comes cleverness into an individuality to being human beings?
In the beginning, there's nothing.
Nothing, no? I suppose.
Everything springs from nothingness.
Wow.
No end. It's just happening together. Depending on this and that, this happens. Depending on the rain, the water comes to the earth. Depending on the heat, the water becomes steam. And the steam goes very high and it scatters into the cloud and comes down to the earth. Dependent, interdependent.
Everything is interconnected. Everything is there. We are all together. So there's no single cause. There's no single. Or as the philosopher of England called Bertrand Russell said, thinking about first cause is the poor. He used the word poor.